have a weather update for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at your 10-day forecast. We're busy in the studio getting this graphic ready for you. So we got all this ready to go. Uh, as you can see, wind is going to be the primary thing that we're talking about. Now, I do realize that this does not show any rain. That's okay. That's okay. It's a little tricky to figure out if we are going to get the rain that they have been discussing about and the freezing rain and all of that. But nonetheless, this is your 10-day outlook. As you can see, not looking too shabby as we get into your Thursday, but it's going to be blustery winds for the most part. And then as we get into, and I want to change one quick thing here. Okay, there we go. Just needed to change that to make sure that that was not going to show the correct, or that was going to show the correct information. But what we have here is your 10-day forecast for Sioux Falls. As we get into the rest of your weekend, it's looking pretty mild, a little bit above average highs. Your pure South Dakota, that rain, possibility of some mixed precip as well. The wind's going to be out of the northeast. I know that seems kind of odd, but still blustery. Oh, and I just lost it. Went through an update. Oh, this is the thing about live that makes it very, very difficult. I just got to bring it back. 1 second here. Yes, I realize I'm going to Florida, but that's okay. Get my Pier 1 back. So many graphics here. All right, there we go. All right, so 67% probability of precip, and then as far as snow, that type of thing, really not expecting a whole lot. Let me just make sure. Yep, not expecting any snow there. And then Wednesday, your winds are going to be up into close to 40 miles per hour pretty much the whole rest of your week. As we go through the weekend, again, going to have Sunday as probably your busiest day for weather-wise for the wind gusts. Rapid City, gosh, all these go through the. This is a bad thing about going through the weather updates live. Um, it is literally right now you're getting the latest information from us. I have all this programmed to grab the feed information. So, all right. So now what we have here, Rapid City expecting to have 28 mile an hour wind gusts and then 29 on your Wednesday. We'll continue to see those gusty winds over the weekend, 43 on Friday and even Sunday. But by the time we get to next week, looks a little bit better, more of the south breeze. And look at that, 70 degrees. I would venture to guess, just based on the trends that we're seeing, we'll probably end up approaching 75 or higher. Aberdeen area, look at you. You're going to have some rain possibility today. And not a whole lot, obviously. We just do have those chances there. And then partly cloudy for most of your work week and into the weekend. Average highs 41, and we're smoking that in the 50s and near 60 by the time we get to the 26th. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive into all the weather models real quick. This is the latest that we have from the GFS. I'm going to pull this. Actually, this is a NAM. Let's go ahead and do the precip type, and we're going to show that as it moves on in. This is a look at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, timing of that. And it does start showing by 4 a.m. on March 19th So tomorrow, we could end up having that snow. This is based off of the GFS. We're going to show you the other model as well. And take a look at that. That is some significant icing going on in areas of Sioux City, northwestern Iowa, even parts of like Rochester, Minnesota. They're really, really going to be under the gun with that. By the time we get into 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that snow in South Dakota is sweeping on out of here, but eastern parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin, western parts of Wisconsin are going to be dealing with that for quite some time. Let's go ahead and take a look at that other impact. Let's go ahead and look at the wind. These are 10-meter AGL gusts. This would be 10 meters up in the upper atmosphere. So we do have plenty going on up there. As we get into 10 a.m., this is a look at where it could be a little gusty, but not too shabby. The main weather event is going to be later tomorrow. There we go. 10 p.m. tonight. I apologize. 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time tonight. 39-mile-an-hour wind gusts. 42-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I'm specifically looking at areas of Sioux Falls, which would be right in here, that area. So that's pretty significant. 47, 55. Oh my goodness, look at Nebraska, northeastern part of Nebraska, areas of like Sioux City. Down here, we could have 55 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. This would be, the timing of that would be about 7 a.m. So as you might be starting your work week tomorrow, or your work day tomorrow, by the time we get to evening hours, 10 p.m. tomorrow, this finally starts moving on out of here. But wait, we got another one? Nope, not nearly as bad, but it is still going to be gusty for your March 20th. Let's go ahead and take a look at those snow totals. What do we think is going to happen on the GFS side here? This is total snow between the update that happened at 06Z, which would be 1 a.m. And then we do have right here, this is by the time we get to 7 p.m. I really, really hope that that's not correct, 22 inches. And then here in the Sioux Falls, anywhere from 1, and then the southern tier of Minnehaha County could get 5 inches, so 1 to 5 inches possible in those areas. And I know what you're saying right now is like, well, Henry, you didn't have a graphic that showed that. Well, this is a really difficult thing to pinpoint together. Let's look at the NAM and see what's happening with that. These both weather models were updated at the same exact time. So this is a great comparison if we put those together. So this will look at 1 p.m. Today. Okay, estimates. Now this one puts things a lot later. This shows that the snow really doesn't show up until, well, I guess about similar, 4 a.m. But if we looked back at the GFS, 4 a.m. it was hitting Sioux Falls quite a bit. 7 a.m. is right there. And then 10 a.m. we have quite a bit of snow going on. There's 4 p.m. on your 19th. That's just precipitation type. Looking at that, let's look at the NAM as far as what we do expect to have happen between now and this winter blizzard storm. We're going to go through the day for your, let's look at 7 p.m. Okay, so this is suggesting 2/10 of an inch. So that should say enough right there. Like there is such a contrast between the two weather models, and this is exactly what we end up getting. And I apologize, my blinds are blinding me. And so what we are expecting to have happen is that transition from rain over to snow. and you'll have that icy mess. Now, areas of like Sioux City, you could end up having, according to this, is like anywhere from 7 to 11 inches is probably that Union County, Clay County area is kind of what we're expecting. And as far as the wind gusts go, that's pretty much the same on the GF or the NAM. Going to be showing up there. These two models are pretty consistent with the timing of the winds for sure. Look at this. Northwest Iowa, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts along this whole area here. Areas of Omaha, you're going to want to watch out if you're planning on making any trips south of Sioux Falls early tomorrow morning, because that is going to blow you right on over. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the key messages from the Weather Prediction Center. So this is the huge thing. This was updated at 4 a.m. Chance for at least moderate winter impacts. Look at that. The main areas that are going to be moderate impacts is going to be south central part of Minnesota, extreme northwestern part of Wisconsin, pretty much all of western tier of Iowa, even parts of central Iowa, and then east, pretty much the whole eastern half of Nebraska is going to have major impacts there, or moderate impacts to your travel. Heavy snow, 12 plus inches possible in some areas. There are going to be isolated spots that could end up with more than 12 inches of snow. And look at this graphic here. We do have chance for 6+ inches of snow. You can see the probabilities certainly increase more in that Rochester, Minnesota area and north central part of Iowa, even up into parts of Wisconsin. So that's quite a bit there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the key details from the National Weather Service out of Sioux Falls. This is key timing based on their update that they had for 5 a.m. Heavy snowfall rates. Okay. Now, just be aware that Sioux Falls National Weather Service office covers a small portion of northwestern Iowa, so like Sioux Center, Sioux City, Spencer, Storm Lake. So just because this says 1 to 2 inches per hour, that doesn't mean that it's going to be for Sioux Falls, people. That could end up being an area of extreme northwestern part of Iowa. So just be mindful of that. What we do have for timing, it looks like they're kind of on the same impact area, that 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's going to be pretty messy over in areas of Worthington, Minnesota, Windham, Minnesota, Sioux City, Iowa, Sioux Center, Iowa, Spencer, Storm Lake. All of that is going to be that wintry mix. Or I apologize, that's going to be in the yellow boxed area. That's going to be the 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates morning to early afternoon. So that's why they're expecting that area to receive probably the most amount of snow out of this system. The next thing that we want to take a look at here is blizzard expected. Now, there's highest uncertainty right now is in the red dashed lines. And as you can see, this uncertainty is because of the fact that we could have that transition to snow earlier or it could be later. So depending on the timing of that, increasing north winds are tonight with gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour much of Wednesday. You saw that in the weather models. Blizzard conditions late tonight into Wednesday were very strong and moderate to heavy snow coincide. Expect dangerous to impossible travel. Now, if you're making plans to go to the south of Sioux Falls area or south central part of Minnesota, northwest part of Iowa, I wouldn't, if you go today, I would not plan it on making it back tomorrow at all. If your plan, hunker down and stay put, because here's the thing: if you haven't left yet, cancel your plans. Do not, I repeat, do not make a dangerous situation, already dangerous situation, much worse for yourself. Um, the fact that people are could possibly get stranded in some of these areas. I know it seems like I'm hyping it up. I'm not hyping it up. This is inevitable. This is going to be one of those times where we will have, unfortunately, major road hazards that will cause significant travel impact. We're going to have areas, and actually, let me go ahead and bring that up. Let me go ahead and bring that up so that way you can see for yourself. Let me get that right here. 1 second. I'm trying to find where I had it. Not a huge deal. But anyhow, the travel is going to be near impossible in some of these areas, especially the areas that are in the gold shade and the yellow shade areas. Uh, I do expect some road closures definitely to happen. The reason for that is because it's going to have those winds, 60-mile-an-hour gusts at times, and even with 1 inch to 2 inches of snowfall, it does not take much for it to start blowing around once that front comes through. So that is the latest that we have from the 605 Chaser Studios. I appreciate you joining. Just got to see if there's anybody on TikTok here. All right. So I appreciate all of you joining, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Please stay safe. Heed the warning. This is not any kind of weather to joke around with. You know, anybody that is listening on here that is not from South Dakota, or even those that are from South Dakota, just heed the warnings and don't make things worse on yourself. Hunker down and stay put if you're able to, because you don't want to be stuck out in not only the cold, you don't want to be stuck out in this dangerous travel conditions. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with another 10-day weather forecast update, but that one will be pre-recorded. Um, unless we have to break in with some more updates with regards to the